Hey guys, welcome back. Here we are. Sorry, I've been kind of absent lately. Hope you had a good weekend. Monday today closed. Market kind of sold off today. If you just look at the SPY, kind of aggressive. Only 0.76%, but that's pretty good for the SPY. Doesn't move a whole lot, so S&P 500. But yeah, if you look on here, it's definitely in bearish territory. So SPY credit spreads, call credit spreads on days that are green. I might do that. I haven't done like SPY credit spreads in a while, but credit crossed over now. Lower highs, lower lows. I'm expecting tomorrow. I don't know. Not too concerned with SPY right now. Picked up 702 shares of NBY because they announced they're going to be in CVS now. So this is what NBY is. Pharmaceutical company, eye care formulated. Let's see, removes debris in the skin of eyelids, lashes without burning, sting. Basically, it's a product. It's a penny stock, more or less. Let's see if the news is out on here yet. It's not out on here yet, but they're gonna be in CVS. So I picked it up right here. Picked up 700 shares, like $1,000 worth, and it shot up, kind of settled back down. And now after hours, it's going again. It's up 15%. So that was a nice little play. A lot of stuff sold off today on us. But yeah, this I tweeted out about. Same with my other plays that we did today. Let's see. Goodyear tire. They announced that they're buying Cooper tires, which is going to make, I think it's going to make Goodyear tire the largest tire company in the world, something like that. So Cooper tires was Chinese, I think. Let's see. They're going to basically have a lot more exposure to the Chinese market. Largest percent increase since November 2008. So this is when you get a bunch of money on buying options if you catch that early, because stocks that don't move much, if they move a lot, it goes from really cheap contracts to expensive. So I got a GT. I just got a couple calls. It was real small. When I heard the news, let's see, it was right around here. Bought a couple. See, I didn't see the option contracts moving yet. I was kind of surprised. So there was only like the bottom two at that point was like these two that had any kind of new orders in, and then these other ones didn't have anything. So I was like, I wonder if this will move. So I picked up a couple, and yeah, at one point they were up like 300% today, and I tweeted it out, and yeah, let me just see here. I tweeted out, and yeah, it's funny because I actually should have sold off at least one, because these are weekly contracts. They expire on Friday. But instead of selling out one, I just tweeted out about it. So whatever. So if you follow me on Twitter, this is kind of how I'm updating during the day. So FRX play going crazy on swing trade Webull account FRSX. So I was just showing my holdings here, and then yeah, FRX did go kind of crazy today. If you are following, this is the SPAC merging with Beachbody. Went pretty crazy and then kind of sold off, and I could have locked in profits, but I'll keep holding it. We are up on it. We're up on it 36% now. We were up, I don't know, close to 50, but it still looks pretty good to me. And we've got a red candle below the 9 moving average, and the MACD's crossed over, so it might kind of sell off or consolidate for a bit, but we'll see. I don't need to be selling that out. I'll just hold on to it for now. What else we mentioned on here? So we called out the FRX when we bought it. Let's see, right here. So February 18th, that about 85 shares of FRX. Beachbody been going crazy. Yeah, I've gotten a lot of SPACs. So here's the 18th. I called it out right here when it was at $11, and today it almost hit 20. So that was a nice quick little 2-day almost 100%er. If you played it at the same time. I don't recommend playing what I'm playing, doing my plays, but you can do your own due diligence on that. What else did we do today? Average down on RKT call, so I did that on the long term. Long term, yeah, down pretty far today. A lot of that's Tesla. Tesla's down like 10% today. It's due for a little cool off, almost 10%. But I bought one more call on RKT. This is going to cover earnings. RKT's range has been pretty predictable the last few months. So my average price on this one is at March 19th, $26 call. And hopefully it has a run up before earnings so I can make some of these free, because I've been holding these a while and they've slowly lost value, as you see, down 45% on these. So basically my average cost on it's $1.29 now. I could buy them for 70 cents. So, but if you look at RKT, is a mortgage company, Rocket Mortgage. Yeah, it's been in this range for a while. Had this huge spike. This is GameStop and all that stuff going on. This was shorted, so this is kind of part of that deal. And yeah, now I think this day was kind of the bottom for it, which was on the 18th. And so kind of coming up here. I'm thinking it's bouncing now, and it should be looking good. Earnings is on the 25th, so that is on Friday, which is like right here. So if it does good on earnings, that'll be great. I'd like to get rid of some of my exposure before earnings in case it does bad, because this has cost $771 on here. And then also on E-Trade, I opened up a put credit spread. So it was a bullish position, and basically Rocket has to stay above $20 by Friday, and then we'll receive the credit. So the credit on this is actually $966, which is pretty good. Max loss is $1,300, but Rocket just has to stay above 20 by Friday, and it's pretty good premium because of earnings. So whenever there's earnings coming up soon, you're going to pay more for contracts, and so if you're selling contracts, you're going to receive more credit. So staying above 20, yeah, I guess I'm bullish on their earnings, even if yeah, I don't know, maybe I was probably not. That's kind of a risky credit spread to do, but I did it. And then I also bought 7 calls because these actually continue to come down in value. So RKT hasn't really had an earnings run up yet. We'll see what happens with the market this week. Today is definitely pretty red. If the market totally sells off this week pretty fast, then unfortunately it'll be difficult to swim upstream, more or less, with stocks like this. So if a stock's doing well but the market's doing bad, it can do well, but if the market's selling off enough, it kind of pulls everything down. So if the market stays flat, or doesn't pull this down, hopefully these 7 call contracts will be pretty good. They expire on March 19th, and they're for 28 strike. I got 7 of them. They were actually pretty cheap, like 20 cents, 25 cents or so. So what do we pay for them? Yeah, we paid like 25 cents for it, so pretty cheap. And that's for 28 strikes. So that's pretty high. But if they do good earnings, I mean, might be crazy. And so yeah, one more exposure to that. And Rocket's still pretty heavily shorted. I think like 30% of the float is still shorted. So that if it starts going crazy on any kind of good news, they might have to start covering. So that is another catalyst. So there was Rocket I called out. Yeah, 30% short float. Earnings expiration 319. Just got a couple calls on GT, who's buying Cooper tires. So I called this out 6 hours ago. Like I said, right after I bought it, which was right in this range. Bought these calls. Kind of kept coming up, and then then right around here, these contracts are up 300%. But it's only like $30, $40, so it's not a huge deal. If either way, I like to play them and see what happens. But I'll keep holding these. I'll probably sell one tomorrow if this gets back up into the money. So I was tweeting out when it was like up here, right when it hit in the money, 1750, and I should have been selling one, but we'll see. Maybe tomorrow I'll get back in the money and be able to sell one and make it free, or well, not make it free, make some money and have one to keep riding in case Goodyear tire keeps going. Yeah, so I was tweeting out this picture. I was like, screenshot and doing all this stuff, plus 293, and right after this I hit the 300%. So yeah, this was where it was. So yeah, just bought 10 more shares of GME on Webull to average down. GME, good old GME. It's got some catalyst. It's got some steam. I'm gonna say I wasn't planning on averaging down, but I looked over my holdings and I'm like, That one I'm down the most. I was down 70 something percent. So when it was at 40, I had 14 shares, average cost of 2 something. Right about here, I averaged down around 46. Actually, I can just see it. So I bought 3 shares with 293 back in the 29th of January. 1 share, 290s, 290s, 300, bought another one, and then started averaging down on the 1st, bought a couple more, and then February, or yeah, 1st, and then the 2nd, bought 5 at 120, and then today I bought 10 at 45. So got my average cost down to 144, so I'm happy with that. Yeah, we'll see what happens with this. Keith Gill buying 50,000 more shares is a bullish for the stock, and I think that's what this jump was yesterday. And then I was reading some interesting stuff on Wall Street Bets about I'm not gonna actually try and find it now, but basically about, well, the shorts, if it closed above 40, the 40 strike, the puts, they'd have to cover cover their puts, because the 40 strike was the highest strike they had back before GameStop had that big run. So I think the fact that it closed on Friday above 40, they're going to start having to cover. And I think that's maybe what this bump was today. This 13% was them starting to cover. And because the settlement time, I believe, is 2 days. So just since they had to basically buy the shares or produce the shares of the puts that closed above 40, they have, I think, until Tuesday, I believe. I might be mistaken, but I think we're starting to see some of it today on Monday, and we might see more of it tomorrow on Tuesday. Looking at the chart, technical analysis, yeah, it's bullish. MACD's crossed over, higher highs, higher lows. Yeah, we're still below the 180-day moving average, but that we could cross over that tomorrow pretty easily. So yeah, I just averaged down on that play, and yep, bought 2 Corsair March 19th, $65 call, 7 Rocket March 5th. I think I showed you guys that. I don't think I showed you Corsair though. So Corsair had earnings. They already reported really good earnings, beat estimates by like 50%, and it sold off, which that can happen. I was what, here or here? No, I was here. So it sold off, and here we are. It looks like it's hit a bottom here, and it's starting to come back up. And if you look on the daily, you can see my trend lines I've drawn here. So it didn't quite hit it, but it's low enough. Now it's turned around. I am bullish on Corsair. So yeah, I got some exposure to the upside. Let's see. So I have a put credit spread on Corsair, which expires March 19th. And that one will give us $795 if Corsair stays above $40. So it's at 40 right now. So if it stays above here, which yeah, I'm expecting it to keep going up, then that one will be nice. And then I also just bought 2 calls for March 19th, $65 calls for 39 cents. And if we have another red day on Corsair, I didn't want to buy calls on a green day, but I thought we might not have another big red day. These contracts might keep going up. So I bought some, and on another red day, I might average down on the calls or buy more of them, or I could average down even on the credit spreads to get more exposure. The only thing that kind of sketches me out right now is both of my swing trading accounts are pretty bullish just overall, and if the SPY is starting to sell off, depending on how quickly it sells off, that could be bad. If it starts selling off pretty rapidly, yeah, call contracts will be screwed. Thankfully shares, yeah, they'll go down, but they can come back up, but the premium on calls will get brushed. So I see this as bearish for sure on the SPY. It's just how quick it comes down. If it kind of makes a nice easy stair step down, then should be a problem. Other stocks will be able to still run up, but if it's pretty fierce in its velocity, its speed, then yeah, it'll pull down a lot of different stuff. But this account, wow, we're back. That's weird. It was at like 6,800 when we closed, up $200 I guess today on it. A lot of that's this NBY going up in after hours is very nice. And then let's see, what's GT doing? Yeah, so even on the daily on this NBY, it's been kind of trending up. Yeah, so GT set up a nice bull flag right here. Solid bull flag. This news could continue on for the rest of the week, hopefully. We'll see what these contracts are worth tomorrow. But yeah, if you look at NBY, it's looking good. It's up, wow, 15% after hours. So some of these, if I was just following my technical analysis, I would have sold out of them. But since they're SPACs, and I'm like, I think it's going to be good, I just got to let it go through the motions, ups and downs. I'm kind of just holding them like this one. Typically, if I was following technical analysis today, I would have sold it right here for a little loss. I can't remember when I bought this. I think I bought it here. So, and then same with SFTW. I would have sold that today too if I was just looking at TA. Would have sold it off here. But yeah, it's a little different right now with how bullish everything is and how SPACs are just going crazy, and these specific ones are pretty nuts. This one is I can't remember what all these are, but a couple of these are in the space industry, like satellites. This is a rocket company. So yeah, like just crazy money going in. Same with this one too, but I'll hold it. I think this one actually has probably the most potential, just because of all of the hype around the space stocks right now. Forest Road, this is the Beachbody one, you guys saw that. Tilray, I think this one will be fine. This is going to be, I believe, the biggest cannabis company once it merges with Afria. So I'll just keep holding that. No reason to cut a loss on that for now. And then GameStop we average down on. GT is looking good in the after hours. Our E-Trade, yeah, we've still got these GRNV shares and these ACIC shares. Both are SPACs. ACIC is the one merging with Archer, which is EVTOL, electric vertical takeoff and landing airplane for the last mile. Good for delivery, good for city commuting, because you can just kind of land it in your backyard like a helicopter, but it's electric, much quieter, much more efficient, much safe. Well, maybe safer. Yeah, I don't know the safety on it, but anyways, yeah, that's another SPAC that I think will probably go crazy. And then GRNV hasn't had any hype yet, so kind of waiting on this one. I put a lot into this one for some reason, but I like it because it's merging with Hellbiz, which is a electric scooter, moped, e-bike company, basically, that rents them out in cities around Europe and in the US. It's like a Bird or a Lime. If you've been around a city that has those for rental, you use the app and you just roll up to it. You'll see it on the street and you scan your phone and the thing unlocks and turns on. You just drive it around, and when you're done, you leave it there. So kind of a cool thing. I think this is the only one that's publicly traded. Well, that's going to be once the merger comes through. So the only thing that's slowing this one down, I think, is they have up until March now, I believe, to finalize all the merger details. So they extended it, which, yeah. But if it has a crazy big pop, I might make it free. We'll see. Had a little pop here. I don't know what that was from, but 1150. Yeah, I'd like to see this thing doubling soon once the hype gets around it. But long term, fine. Don't look at it. Don't mess with it. AbbVie went up today. Kind of a rotation out of, I don't even know what it's out of. I guess out of tech, because Apple sold off, Tesla selling off into more value stuff. I'd imagine, yeah, because O's up. Although Corsair is up. So we'll see. I'll keep you guys posted. Try and get back to doing some more videos like I was before, especially if there's more GameStop news. I might actually have another video tonight about that article I found on here. Let's see. Yeah, so this was it. I'm not going to read through the whole thing, but basically he's saying how retail investors, it seems like all the hedge funds are out of GameStop, and it's just retail investors that are holding it, which is pretty interesting. So if it does start to gain momentum, hedge funds coming along into the stock could make it go crazy also. He shares this chart, which actually I don't even quite understand, but it has to do with his short interest and when things are being covered. So yeah, I won't do a whole video on this, but yeah, it's looking good. It's looking good for GME, and I'm still holding. I averaged, I got even more shares today, so I got 10 more shares of the thing today. So hate it or love it, that's what we did. All right, guys. GME, yeah, looking good after hours, 4%. Dang, dude. Dang, dude. NBY, I like it. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Thanks so much for watching. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. See you tomorrow, guys. Peace out.